Fabulous.
Savvy. I just like books, and that's when it comes to computers, I'm a user.
Well, I mean, me too. Here I am asking Heather how to use my own Zoom thing, my Zoom account.
Thanks, Heather. We need you. This is awesome.
My pleasure. I learned from other people.
Andy.
Yep.
Is great too.
I know. That's who I learned from.
Awesome. So the last time I seen you, Antonina, was Hawaii.
Right.
Or no, was it Vegas or Hawaii?
I haven't seen you in Vegas. I've seen you in Hawaii. And then I think I saw you after. Oh, you know what? We just had a Zoom call. And I feel like, and then I've just followed your videos, but it feels like, you know how deceptive this is like when you watch a person and you watch their Facebook and you watch the videos, you feel like you constantly like on top of things you haven't seen physically. But you're right. I think Hawaii was the physical last time I saw a person face to face.
Well, cool. Well, we want to get started on time. So it's almost 7:00. So I'm going to introduce you. So Antonina, I've known you now for probably about 5 years. I remember that very first time you came down to Beaver Bark when I was still over there, and I was just so impressed by your knowledge and everything you knew. And you're a clinical nutritionist, a holistic nutritionist. And I know you have a background in nutrition, and you were into that 100% before you got into the water, and then you heard with turmeric, and now that's just taken you so far. So I'm honored to have you on this call tonight. I know it's going to be exceptional, and people have been waiting all week to hear from you. So if you have anything else to tell us about your background, we'd love to hear it.
No, the honor is all mine. I'm really grateful for this opportunity to speak about the subject that I love very much. As you said, the water blew me away because I thought I knew a lot about water before I learned about, Enagic technology. And then when they came up with the turmeric product, I was just like, oh my God, this is such a perfect addition to, it's so incredible to have such a well cared for supplement in addition to already a lifestyle that we've learned to enjoy. So I jumped on to learning about the subject deeper than I've ever studied it before. So I knew how beneficial it is, one of the best tools, but this product has made me really excited to just go much deeper. So I'm really happy to have the opportunity to share with people that are open-minded and want to keep on growing.
Awesome. And being a clinical nutritionist, who are your top clients? Like who comes to see you? Is it people that are with health issues or athletes? I mean, who do you typically coach?
Majority of the time I'm working with public that a lot of times what I see most often is where people allopathic medicine fails them, or they don't get the answer. They're told that we don't know the cause of your disease, or we don't know what else to do, or you have stage this a level of disease and this all we have for you. People get very often people get kind of disoriented or tired of just popping pills. So they want a solution that is more holistic, solution that doesn't have side effects. And so, and they hear me speak as I travel a lot. And as you know, we do a lot of public speaking. So people come to go beyond what they already know or what their doctors might be able to teach them on. So.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So
awesome.
But public that's very, very interested public that has usually a personal experience, or it's either a family member that is in a critical condition or they are in a critical condition. So I usually work with critically ill or, people that are, they've been through a lot. So it's definitely always very challenging, but also very inspiring.
Mm-hmm. So you're very qualified to teach us tonight about Ukon.
I truly hope so.
Yes. Awesome. Well, I can't wait to hear from what we're going to learn tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. So yes, as you said, we're going to learn about turmeric. Turmeric is a phenomenal plant. It's a plant that's been known for thousands of years, and it's been utilized in medicine, in holistic medicine, and naturopathic medicine, or whatever the naturopathies evolved from. In all of this traditional Chinese medicine, traditional Indian medicine like Ayurveda for thousands of years, and it's only in the last 100 years is where we can put it in perspective, in the scientific perspective, in where we can actually explain why it works. So this is what makes it even more interesting and fascinating. And you will see a lot more doctors, stepping up their game because unfortunately our medical doctors most of the time are taught pharmacology, most of the time. They go there to study health. They go to medical school to study health, but they taught pharmacology, and they find that for them to go and learn nutrition, they have to go outside of the medical school. And so I'm so grateful to the doctors that go outside of that scope of, education that they've been given, and they go beyond pharmacology and synthetic medications alone. They go into naturopathic nutritional elements like turmeric. So this is a very exciting subject because we have so much science. So what I'll do, I'll just jump right into it. There is actually over 6,000, and there's some references, there's much more. There's over 6,000 peer-reviewed, published, papers and studies on the subject of turmeric alone. So when talking about turmeric, we're talking about this incredible plant that is in the ginger family. So it looks like a ginger root, but when you cut it, it has this darker skin, and then it has this really beautiful bright orange color inside. And so the medicinal ingredients are really in the whole plant. So the beautiful thing about naturopathic nutritional remedies and about nature is that they're much more complex than just one element. And a lot of times when we look at science, we look at, I guess, the best way that the science can really show itself or study something is when they reduce it down to one element. So, from scientific perspective, there's been a lot of research in studying just curcumin or studying turmeric as the whole plant. So curcumin is a derivative, is an ingredient that's considered to be a very anti-cancer and very anti-inflammatory inside of this plant. So when it comes to body of evidence and the science, we actually have incredible amount of science on both on the whole plant, on the whole root, as well as on this active ingredient we call curcumin that is incredibly anti-cancer, anti-inflammatory, which I'll talk about. But there's enormous amount of reference, research, and what I love about research on naturopathic natural remedies is that this is non-partisan research that is third-party research. It's not like when there's a pharmaceutical corporation that wants to push a drug on the market. They do 100 studies, they choose best 3, and then out of the best 3 with some manipulated data, they submit it to FDA and they approve it. So usually the people that study it are the people that stand to profit from it. When it comes to naturopathic nutritional elements and things like this in nature, you have research done from all over the world, from incredible amount of scientists and researchers and people that don't have a financial interest in the outcome. So there is a lot better, better research. I'll just say more integrous research. So this link, for example, even on this seminar, will take you to the research that's been done by third parties, by people that are truly interested in science. And so this plant or this subject is just very validated. So that's what I want people to understand, that there's a lot of incredible science behind it, and we're very confident in it. I'm very confident in it because I know there's no conflict of interest. And so another thing is that there has, you see another link on your screen, and that's 600 reasons turmeric may be the world's most important herb. And that is because we love herbs, we love plants, we love all the nature's gifts, but there are superstars, and the turmeric is one of them. It's like this incredible superstar that has so many therapeutic applications, and it's been used in many pharmacology, a lot of scientific research, and a lot of doctors and researchers have been trying to, they can't patent nature, but how can they derive this incredible benefits from turmeric, include it in the drug, patent the drug, and make a profit. So it's a plant that's been there's lots of fascination in it from both medical, allopathic, and naturopathic perspective, and there's lots of research that validates the benefits across the spectrum. You don't look at turmeric as an element or curcumin as an element that just helps one element. It just does so much. So I'll go into that. The beautiful thing about turmeric, and what I love about it as well, or is this plant, or is this in the form of supplementation or an herb, is that it has, nature is quite brilliant in its design. Scientists, research, doctors, or practitioners in natural medicine, we can aspire to be as capable or as able as nature. The beautiful thing about nature, that a lot of the things that it creates, a lot of things that are natural, they have a perfect formula in its ability to integrate with the human body. So from the scientific perspective and health perspective, you know, it's really hard to design a perfect drug or a perfect supplement that would be on the planet. When it comes to nature, it's just done this all along. It's been doing this for thousands of years. I show internet connection issues. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but we can hear you in and out.
Okay, maybe I'll speak a little bit slower just to make sure that you can catch. To this slide, I just wanted to say nature is so wonderful. When we take something natural and something that's created by, you can refer to it as universal design, God's design, nature's design. It has, usually it's so perfectly designed in where it doesn't have side effects. It usually has a lot of therapeutic side benefits. That's where we kind of joke about it in nutrition, in naturopathic medicine, is that when you look at turmeric, it doesn't only do one thing. People might take it for one element, like reduce inflammation in their knee or reduce inflammation in their whatever, you know, some pain or a skin condition, and then or a headache, but then they have all of this other benefits. They start feeling more energy, they stop having migraines, they improve skin, improve digestion, liver function. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, there's just a lot of other things, because nature works not on one organ or one system, it works on the whole body. And so that's the beauty of this design. Going further into all of these benefits and some of the things that I wanted to put more emphasis on as our attention is that this is actually coming from a beautiful article that's written by Sarah G on the Green Med Info. I would recommend for many people, if they want to study nutritional science and nutritional medicine and learn more about turmeric, go to greenmedinfo.com. A lot of this information is derived from there. I just love their research and ability to compile all of this for everybody to benefit. And this article that I'm referring to, and that's been extrapolated from, talks about all of the ways in which the turmeric helps in multi-drug resistant cancers, and all the science is there. So it's a very complex, very phenomenal tool with all the references. So and what this really means is that the cancers that we can't address allopathically through chemotherapy, and we know they have a lot of flaws, and a whole other discussion. But the beautiful thing about turmeric that is actually stronger and helps with cancers that we find to be drug resistant. So it has a much greater range of working with with different types of cancers, and seems to have a more balanced, essentially approach. So it even works with cancers that we can't seem to find medications for. And medications, as I said, have their multiple flaws. It's really good at destroying cancer stem cells, so that usually where the root cause, or essentially it's kind of like a mother bee, right? The queen bee of the cancer. So that center, that control mechanism. So that's really important. So it's just very powerful in addressing the root cause, essentially. Then we're talking about radiation-induced damage. So many people will take turmeric or take turmeric supplementation when they're going through chemo and radiation, because this seems to help the body to detox and regenerate post-trauma that is induced by radiation or chemotherapy. Then it's phenomenal it's one thing anybody's going to remember from this event, and I always ask people to remember, think about it, turmeric as an anti-inflammatory, the strongest anti-inflammatory available to you, one of the strongest anti-inflammatories from nature. So anything aches, pains, or inflamed, like let's say you over-exercised, let's say you just need another boost in energy, you've underslept and you're just feeling tired, exhausted, and there's inflammation in your joint, turmeric, because it's kind of like a lot of people think Advil or Tylenol or something like that. You should look into potentially turmeric, because again, we don't have to deal with side effects. Heavy metal toxicity, like things like Alzheimer's, dementia. So I love using turmeric as a prevention for those conditions, because what we know about Alzheimer's and dementia, they have a huge correlation when it comes to heavy metal toxicity. And turmeric has been proven through a lot of studies being really good at consistently and very well and very like in a really, really safe way of safely eliminating or reducing heavy metal load. So what's beautiful about turmeric is that it's constantly reducing, first of all, it's reducing inflammation that would appear from if we have heavy metals in our body. In today's world, everybody has some kind of load of heavy metals just because of pots and pans we're using, just because of canned food, just because of what we're inhaling from our environment. So we all have some kind of heavy metal toxicity. So what's wonderful is that it's slowly reducing that toxicity, or at least dealing with an incoming toxicity. And then it's also dealing with the storage in our body and in our brain. So it's really good at chelating or moving out the heavy metals that are usually essentially get stored in our brain. And over time, with the inflammation they cause to microglia on brain cells and brain tissue and inflammation caused in the brain, it's slowly reducing it. So it's very anti-inflammatory. So to prevent that inflammation, as well as slow chelator, natural chelator at reducing that. So every time I have somebody with Alzheimer's and dementia, I definitely use turmeric. And so anybody who wants to prevent it, I think it's, an ounce of prevention is a pound of cure. I think that's exceptional to use. So that's on that slide. Turmeric versus medication. This comes from that beautiful website that I just referenced. It has how turmeric works alongside, or how powerful it is. Internet connection. How powerful turmeric is.
Antonina, can you just repeat what you said, because all of us lost that.
Yeah. So now we're going to move forward in addressing turmeric versus medications. So let's look at the science that is available out there that's nonpartisan third-party research in where the turmeric has been compared to the work of medications that are top 14, medications. There's over 20, but top 14 medications that are sold on the market out there and that people are very often relying on. Let's see if there is an alternative to them from the natural perspective. And so this is what a bulk of our conversation is going to go on to. So let's look at the steroid medications. We know a lot of people are using anti-inflammatory steroid medication. Turmeric has been proven to be very effective in dealing with inflammation, and there are 52 abstracts that are referred to here, but right now there's actually more. So, and of course, we're looking only at the ones that are indexed in certain journals. So we're not looking at the whole body of evidence from an international perspective. But so far, what we have here and what we can rely on is there are at least 52 abstracts that will show that turmeric, in comparison to steroid inflammatory medications, would be incredibly powerful and will surpass the effect, of course, if we have the highest quality curcumin and turmeric. So we're looking at the quality of the supplement or the nutrient. Then looking at cholesterol medication, we know that cholesterol medications are very widely used in our society. There is I think was last year when I look at the reference, and I keep using it in my talks, it's a $29 billion industry. So cholesterol medication is a very big industry. I would openly say that there's a lot of misinformation when it comes down to cholesterol. We have been put on, we've been conditioned to believe that cholesterol is so bad for us, and there's a lot of misinformation and it's a lot of misguided approach. And I know intentional and non-intentionally, it's for you to judge, but for everybody to judge individually. But I'll tell you, when I teach preventative medicine, I teach preventative healthcare and the Institute of Nutrition. And one of the subjects of my education is high blood pressure and atherosclerosis. So essentially, cardiovascular issues. And I teach on cholesterol. And some of the things that I teach my students about, they need to understand that cholesterol is a very important element of the human physiology. Without cholesterol, you will not be able to produce bile, so your digestive system will not properly work. You will not be able to synthesize protein, or assimilate fats. You will not be able to move your stool, and digestive tract wouldn't be able to properly work because it works as something that helps to lubricate the colon and move digestive morsel down the stream. Essentially, you wouldn't be able to. And cholesterol acts as an antioxidant when people are, antioxidant deficient. Without cholesterol, cholesterol, you won't be able to produce vitamin D, and that's a very, very strong anti-cancer hormone, or we call it vitamin. There's so much cholesterol is produced by your body. 80% of your of cholesterol is produced by the liver, and then it carries all of this and cholesterol and all the other phospholipids and different elements. I'm not going to go into science and chemistry, but the point is that they're so important and integral in the health body. You won't have a brain without cholesterol. It's incredibly important for the integrity for every cell in your body, and yet we are just, all we hear is cholesterol is bad. So or there's good and bad cholesterol. There's lots of misinformation, and there's a lot of people being put on cholesterol medication, and there's lots of side effects. All I want to do is go into my detail, research, and be very diligent in doing your own third-party investigation and understanding there is more to the story that you have been told. And there's a big underlying, there's a lot more that you'll be told. And there's lots of research to actually speculate on the fact that this is not the best way of addressing cholesterol. It's not just about medications. You need to look down, you need to actually look at other alternatives. And I think a great alternative is using curcumin or turmeric from the health perspective instead of anything else. So and there are some abstracts here to refer to, and there's a lot more than this out there. So there's antidepressants. I will tell, when it comes to brain chemistry, you want to look at keeping your brain healthy, and brain chemistry is very important. So your nutrition is important, your hydration is important, and so please look into hydration and look into nutrition. That's very strong antidepressant. And a lot of people are relying on medications, however, and those medications have a lot of issues. There are studies to show that curcumin, because of its detoxifying effects and anti-inflammatory effects, can help with the brain chemistry. So I'll say that. Blood thinner. Turmeric is a very natural, healthy blood thinner. There are some contraindication in terms of medications, or when a person is pregnant, not to use too much, and we have to be very sustainable and careful at utilizing turmeric and curcumin. But that's another conversation. Again, nature doesn't have those devastating side effects that a lot of medications can have. And I will tell you, aspirin has a lot of side effects. So we need to educate our clients, or not clients, we need to educate the public, and our public has to get self-educated and understand that being on aspirin for a long period of time is very unhealthy and damaging long term. So it may be used and it could be addressed and used for a period of time, but not for a lengthy period of time, because there's going to be a lot of side effects, issues with digestive system, liver, kidneys, digestive tract, overall toxicity, and then definitely anything like tinnitus and things like that. Then we have diabetes. You guys know there's a lot of issues with diabetes in today's world, in North America especially. We have staggering numbers and problems going on with diabetes for a long period of time. So we've had this really, really bad upswing when it comes to diagnosing of diabetes mellitus, so stage 1 and stage 2. So whether the pancreas is completely destroyed, the pancreas is malfunctioning, has insulin resistance and low beta cell, insulin production and beta cell malfunction. And the problem with insulin and the problem with diabetes, that again, we definitely need to change lifestyle. We shouldn't just rely on drugs, but we shouldn't just rely on supplementation. But what we do know scientifically is curcumin is very, very medicinally important in addressing blood glucose level, insulin levels, the cellular integrity and receptors, and how it interacts and the insulin work in the body. So I can do just the talk alone, like 30 minutes at least or an hour, on just diabetes and how turmeric can help with that. I just want people, I invite you to research this. If it's something you want to avoid, if you have metabolic syndrome, any kind of other diagnosis, or if you already have a diagnosis or somebody you know, there's definitely more to learn about it than just using a metformin or synthetic medication of any kind. And lifestyle is definitely a big one to look into. Anti-inflammatory drug, as I told you, the curcumin and turmeric should be looked at as a very strong anti-inflammatory tool. So, and so it can be compared to all these other anti-inflammatory medications, and it shows to be very beneficial. Again, you have all the benefits without all the side effects. So it's just an incredible tool in that regard. There are multiple drugs to which, like chemotherapy drugs, that has been compared to, but this one is referred to the most in cancer research. And again, there's 52 abstracts to show that curcumin and colorectal cancer drug could be quite, I would just say powerful in addressing this condition. So again, we're not giving any medical advice. We're just recommending that people look into this tool as potentially as a support for whatever they're going through, or look at it as a prevention, or look for it. It was a kind of like comparing and looking at both sides of the argument, and understanding the value of this incredible supplement, or natural element. There's more to cancer, and more research on cancer. So Amanda, I'll share this PowerPoint with you. If your team ever needs to click on the links, and they'll be able to click on the links and look at all the studies that are associated with this. So there's a big conversation to be had about turmeric and all the research in cancer. There's more wonderful references to many studies. So now I just wanted to ask you, Amanda, how many minutes do I have left to talk about?
You have as much as you'd like to take.
Okay. I won't take too much, but I just want to run through a few more things. So now we talked about turmeric or curcumin as a whole, like just how incredible this nature's gift or God's gift is to us. And so what I love about Kangen or Enagic as a company is that they've taken this long-standing tradition in Japan, coming from Okinawa, as beautiful island with the most beautiful people and tradition of growing turmeric for hundreds of years, and they brought it to the public through a lot of really care and good chemistry and good farming practices. So now I'm going to focus on, well, we talked about the science and research, and turmeric is so incredibly important in just addressing and just as a preventative tool. So I really hope that people are going to look at it as a prevention, but also if they have any elements and they want to try it, kind of become your own doctor and start investigating what do you want to eliminate from your life, from toxicity level, from incompatible dietary choices, and what can you bring into your life that is safe and effective. And so now let's take a look about quality and how phenomenal this has been for thousands of years in comparison to what to other options. So this has been, as I've mentioned in the beginning, the research is not only the research that you see in the thousands of studies that have been made. The research has been going for thousands of years, and at that time we didn't have the maybe a scientific way of looking at it, but it was through storytelling and through a lot of incredible traditional medicine professionals is where this has evolved, and I think that's the most powerful way. So there is no shortage of knowledge that comes from these indigenous cultures. So that's really important to understand, whether it's Asian or East Indian, or a lot of other cultures that have been using this with incredible amount of success. And the reason they've been using it is because it works. I don't think all this research would have been done if there was any doubt in that. Many people ask me, just like, well, a lot of people don't believe in supplementation, and I always say that it's almost, if you want optimal lifestyle in today's world, you have to. And here is my justification or pitch for that. And you can disagree or agree with me, but I ask people a question. It's like, do we live in a more polluted environment that we had 100 years ago? The answer is, I don't know who would tell me that today's environment is cleaner than it was 100 years ago. We know for a fact that it's more polluted, by far more polluted than it has been 100 years ago, 50 years ago, or 20 years ago. So we live in essentially, they have this environmental catastrophe, which is what we're doing in polluting our soils, polluting our waters, whether it's when it comes to radiation or chemistry or agriculture. So we live in a much more polluted environment. When you live in a polluted environment, it takes away more from the body. So the body is using more of its elements that it gets from elsewhere, more of its antioxidants, more of its nutrients to help the body constantly detox from this pollution that's coming on. There are some studies and some reference and conversation where on average in a very like busy industrialized cities like LA or New York, people are exposed to 25,000 chemical elements a day. So whether they're breathing them in, eating them in, putting them on their skin. So, right? So we have all of this pollution coming in. Guess what in your body will take that out? It's elements, it's antioxidants and things. So we have more in, we have to give more tools to our body. Our body has to have more resources and tools to move that out now. Then, of course, I would say because of that pollution and because of that soil degradation, we have less nutrients in our soil. And we have all the studies today to prove that our soil is so much more depleted. We have this agricultural practices have changed. From organic crop rotation and small farms, we moved into, this big monocultures and this genetic engineering and spraying our land with all of these chemicals. And we've been very irresponsible with the environment, how we treat it and how we grow our food. So we have a lot of chemical issues, and then we have a lot of depletion. Our food, we're not fertilizing our soil, we're not treating it properly. And so your food, generally as an individual, your food is a lot more depleted than what your ancestors used to eat. Your food is a lot more polluted than when your ancestors used to eat. And then your lifestyle, I think everybody will agree that we live in a much more mentally, emotionally exhausting environment than ever before. What we get to do in the day today is nowhere near to what our parents or grandparents or great-grandparents had to do in the day, sometimes a week or a month. Right? Like we are always on, be it traffic, be in a call every 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, like we're driving, we're multitasking all the time. We have all these projects. Some people have, we could stay at home and raise children, and that was our job, full-time job. Now mothers have to multitask. People have to have 2, 3 jobs sometimes, or part-time businesses, a career, and then all these other obligations. Or if they don't, let's say if they have a lucrative career, they aspire to do other things on the side from a voluntary perspective and everything else. We're just so driven as a society, and whether society poses that on us or that's what we believe we have to do, whether it's chosen, the point is that we live very, very busy lives. And so to me, supplementation is absolutely important. So what kind of supplementation you choose is up to you, but I say this is where we need to come down to diligence and research and information and understanding. But definitely supplementation is important because of all the reasons I mentioned. And then when we're looking at supplementation, as myself as a practitioner, quality is not the quantity. Quality is very, very important. To me, when I recommend a supplement to a client, I want to do my due diligence. I want to look at the packaging. It's not about marketing and what it looks like or what's sold to me. I have to do my due diligence and understand that every single ingredient there is compatible with my values and quality understanding, and ingredient list. I'm comfortable with it. So there is no synthetic chemicals there. It's not synthetic vitamin or nutrient complex. It's properly chelated, micronized, properly balanced. So what I love about Kangen product, and which I'll talk about, is that it's been designed with a lot of science, incredible mindset and intention behind it. So, and I'll go into is why. Whenever you create raw material for a supplement, it's really important that the raw materials come from a very clean environment. So we want the highest quality soil, we want the highest quality environment. And for turmeric, you need to have a perfect climate. So in Okinawa, Japan, where this turmeric's been harvested from, this is a blue zone. If anybody heard about blue zones, these are the zones in where people have the longest lifestyle, we have the longest living populations there, a lot of centenarians who live over 100. So we have Okinawa where it's one of the blue zones where we have the longest living population. Why? Because of their lifestyle and because of their environment. So we know it's a very clean, very clean soil, environment, waters, and the lifestyle of the people that live there. Essentially, they kind of like almost like stuck back in time a little bit, which is to their advantage. So we have this beautiful climate that is subtropical, high humidity, high temperatures, has perfect environment for growing of turmeric. And this is why they've been doing it for hundreds of years, generation to generation. Very fertile and well-drained soil, very important for the quality of the raw material. Very well supplied water, and cultivating. What I love about this too is that we're not talking about a lot of machinery involvement. We're talking about real handmade products. And that is a huge thing, because it goes into energy, and it goes into care, and it goes into intention. I do believe in things being made with love and good intention. And so for me, having these farmers, they've been doing this for generations and know how to do them, how to treat the soil, how to treat the plants, that's really important. So I love that aspect. It is this beautiful island with beautiful, absolutely beautiful, kind of, again, God's given landscapes and everything that's required for ultimate success of the food production or the plant production. Another thing about it is also when it comes to agriculture, so they're growing this turmeric organically in the most beautiful place. The thing about organic agriculture, whenever you take something away from the soil, you have to give it back. You can't just be taking away. In conventional combine industry and chemical industry, and what our practices have become, in where what's very common today is that in agriculture is just we take. In organic agriculture, crop rotation, crop fertilization is really important. So, and this is what Enagic is ensuring, that the soil from which on which the plants are growing, and because we want the highest quality nutrients to be extracted from the soil, as the plant life extracts those nutrients for the most bioavailable, the most nutrient dense plant, you want to replenish and give back to it. So what they do really well, they have this organic fertilizer, and when they give back to the soil, so every single time and every single season as they produce this incredible supplement, it's consistently high quality, very nutrient dense. So that gives me comfort as a practitioner. And there's lots of conversation about how it's vegan, how many doctors speak very highly about it in Japan, and the process of this, how beautiful the process, how caring the process of growing this plant is, and processing this raw material is. And so this little schematic shows how this incredible rootstock, a beautiful organic rootstock of the turmeric is collected, and always the best is used. Organic fertilizer is used as a perfect element to aid in continuing that. Then you have two types of turmeric used. The farmers are, again, doing things very mindfully and properly. You create this gorgeous, incredible raw material that's properly grown, and then we use our fantastic 11.5 pH water, or 11 pH water, to clean it, to emulsify, to take away the dirt, to just clean and perfectly clean the skin of this product. Then they use ozone water, and that's incredible. Ozone is another really good therapeutic application. And then we sterilizing it with 2.5 for production. And then it's used, and then again, the raw material goes through slicing, drying, grinding to be prepared for the supplementation. There is no other, like, I love our water. I love Kangen and Enagic water. Like, there's nothing that compares to this. And to me, knowing that there's a supplement for my practice or in my lifestyle that it's using this incredible water and all of these incredible features that our technology has, having it, all of our medical grade water, like 2.5 and 11.5, like there's no other tool, no other supplement that goes through this kind of care. So I absolutely love this fact. Everything else, all the other, even the organic ingredients and organic, they use all of the, polluted waters, or again, it's just different. Processing involves tap waters and everything else. So yes, we are really lucky in this case. So these are the two turmerics that I used in Kangen product, and they have two different names. The reason in Ajik, they really wanted a unique, beautiful blend of two scientifically most potent or nutritionally most potent varieties of turmeric, because there are hundreds of varieties of this plant. So it's not just about creating a turmeric supplement, it's about creating and getting the most out of it, right? So getting, and I think that they've really chosen is really good at, that's very high in curcuminoids, and that's very anti-cancer, that's very anti-inflammatory. And then there's turmeric that is very good in all these other elements, other minerals and other nutrients. So they combine the two. And what we see from the latest science, because for the longest time, we always looked, oh, what makes turmeric potent is curcumin. So that's what makes turmeric so anti-cancer, anti-inflammatory. Curcumin, curcumin, curcumin. So everybody's been, you know, and they use it because of that. But what is the thing about this is that the two are actually what's valuable and actually provides the most value. And from the holistic perspective, I love the whole plant. I love the whole formula. I believe nature is always smarter than us. But at the end of the day, you and I have been created from one cell, right? And look at how we've blossomed, became into a human being, an adult, without having to participate. Like, we're participating through our lifestyle, but the point is the genetics and the code and this power of life that is already embedded. Like, nature is so fascinating, we can never replicate it. So I'm like, why try to mess with this? I think respecting that fact and working with the whole plant is always the most, I think it's always the most rewarding way of looking at this. So we have two incredible, like, we have a formula that has two plants with its value as the whole food used here. And other elements I use. So what's interesting about curcumin is a very bioactive element, is a fat soluble. When it comes to nutrition in vitamins and nutrients, they're fat soluble and they're water soluble elements. But curcumin and turmeric, curcumin specifically, it's a fat soluble. So what Japanese done really well is that they put the really high quality fat into it, and they use perilla oil, olive oil and perilla oil, and specific Ukon oil and evening primrose oil, all the vegan options as well, to boost that and to provide for that perfect assimilation, bioavailability. So this formula makes our supplement very bioavailable. That's why the supplement is so powerful. And I have incredible therapeutic results with this. This is just supplement fact for people to learn more about its ingredient value. And a lot of the times in science or medicine, we always try to like box everything and break it down and start looking at all of this. So this is just, if it was to be done, there is a breakdown for the nutrient value and what we get. This is, I just wanted to showcase when people are investing in this product for the lifestyle, they will get this breakdown and educational pamphlet inside of their product to learn more, or they can essentially get this as well to understand all the ingredients. And lastly, I always say that when I originally came out, I'm an environmentalist in the kind way, again, not in the extreme way, in the sense that we know that when we become a part of the family, Kangen family, Najik family, we don't want to use plastic. We become very conscious. To me, all products in my home, I use all the green products. I don't wipe my tables or wash my clothes in anything that's toxic. I don't want to be polluting the water and sewer, and I just want to be the good citizen and the human. Anyways, I try to reduce the toxicity and the load, and I try not to use any plastic and things like that. And so when I saw this, I'm like, I don't know, like all this packaging is here. It's like, I don't know what I feel about it. And then so the practical side of me, I mean, and the medical side of me kicked in of this, and I just understood when I investigated this longer. I was just like, well, yes, it does have packaging. We have the box, and then we have this kind of like a silver. If you maybe randomly show this, there is this. Yeah, so we have this silver packaging inside, and then when you crack that open, right, we have this pastels that individually protect each capsule. So while originally I was like, oh my God, like I don't know how I feel about it being, you know, this green person, I really appreciate this quality of the supplement and its packaging now. And I'll explain why, because what's interesting about supplements and what they put in the containers, they put in the box, they will oxidize. As soon as you crack that open, or if you're not properly keeping it in an environment, if it's not properly stored in warehouses, if it's not properly shipped, if it's not properly sold on the store shelf, or you not properly packaging, what happens as soon as the supplement is open, or even before that, a lot of the times, the nutritional value diminishes. When it comes to the supplement, yes, it has extra packaging, but that package, that silver container that you saw, I actually, one of the reasons I love traveling with the supplement is I know when I'm flying and when I'm being radiated in an airplane and when I'm being radiated going through security, my supplement is intact. It actually protects from radiation. And then not until like my supplement is not getting oxidized, it's not being exposed to air and open container, it's actually always perfectly fresh until like a little, what I do, I actually open those pills right into my mouth. And some people laugh at how I do it because I don't even want to touch it. I just open it right into. And then I'll take my 5 a day, right? And then I drink it out with Kangen water. I know that I got the most bioavailable, non-oxidized, nutrient-dense supplement for therapeutic application and therapeutic value for my body. Wow, it's not in any way deficient, right, and diminished. So it's very innovative packaging. The soft gel, they have a patent on it. It's just brilliantly designed. So it's what you know when you get this supplement, you get the best of the best. This is above medical grade quality and medical grade packaging. It cost them an arm and a leg. It's cost a fortune for them to do this. But they do this because, again, Kangen does everything with integrity and quality. And so now I appreciate it. I value this. I'd rather cut out my footprint somewhere else. And I'm not, like, when it comes to therapeutic value and quality, I am really happy with how it's done. And I'm actually very grateful. So yeah, this quality from is really something to be inspired to by many other brands. And that's why I do believe that this supplement works better, because I've worked with other turmeric products in my practice. Nothing works anywhere close to this. So wow. This is definitely worth it. And I think this is one of the reasons why as well.
Wow. And can you just let us know on what the recommended dose would be to get the therapeutic benefits that you're seeing?
So from the company perspective, like 5 a day is your general dose. I know people that take more. And that will be very individual. So I will tell you as an individual or anybody that we're speaking to, anybody who's listening to this, take a look at your health condition, be critical about it, be logical about it, and be conscious about what's going on. And you have to, when it comes to your health, you have to make a personal decision, right? So I can't tell people take 20 a day. I don't want to lose my license or be sued or anything like that. It's a decision when it comes to your health or anybody's health. And a doctor shouldn't be able to just say that. That's one and only way. Yes, 5 a day is just a nice, neutral, like safe, effective dose at just maintenance. If people have a health condition, assess your health condition, talk to your practitioner, or make a decision on your own. Taper and try. If you want to take more, trying to take 3-3-3 or trying to take 5 and 5 different times a day, and see what dose helps you in managing your symptoms, and what else is in the game. Like, are you on medications? Are you getting proper advice? Are you trying it for specific for performance? Are you trying it to deal with people that are taking 20 a day. I know athletes that have done it. I know that, regular clients would do it, and they will find the dose that works for them. Just be mindful and be critically thinking and take responsibility. So
awesome. Well, that is so great. So is there a best time of day to consume it, like throughout the day, like you said, or all at once?
great question. So what's beautiful about this is that some supplements are good to take before bed, some supplements are good to take with food, some without food, for different reasons. The turmeric, just how it's designed, because it has oils, like a lot of times, if it didn't have all these oils in it that make it more bioavailable, you would have to take it with a meal that has fat, right? Because it's like a beautiful formula, you can take it with food or without food. And then what I found, you can take it pretty much any time of day. It is facilitated and it works with liver really well and detoxification phases and pathways. So some people might, don't take too much right before bed, but generally throughout the day. But then before bed, you have liver kicking in and start working and loading a lot of detox. So it's good to take it in the evening. It's just like, just sometimes it has all this other nutrients, so it's not too stimulating, right? We want liver to go in through all this detox and all of the hormone production and a good deep REM sleep and all this, the phases of detox, but you don't want to kind of aggravate it. So I'd say take it in the evening. Don't take too much right before bed. But I would say you're pretty safe taking it through the day. If you're taking more than 5, I would break it down through the day just so that you give the body enough resources to assimilate it, to use. It will just be more maximized in its therapeutic application when you break this down.
Awesome. And for those people that are here to explore the Enagic business, can you just touch a little bit on why this is such a benefit? If they already have a Kangen water machine and they're out there in the field selling machines, how much value this is going to add to their business?
Yeah, I think it's an incredible tool. It's really wonderful that Enagic brought this into, it kind of makes Enagic more complete and more perfect in its business design, I think. We know it's already a wonderful business model. It's very thought through. It's very compassionate. It's very integral. It's very open. And so what they did was this, is that first of all, when you buy your supplement, you buy it 3 times a year. So what that makes you, what I love and how I use this is that, like, I don't work under my original ID because I've built essentially a tree, right? And so to me, I have Ukon under my original ID that keeps it active, but I build under my secondary ID. Or Ukon very often becomes a secondary ID for people to build under. So it creates this, it's really good to use in the smart business structure. And residual income. Another thing that I've mentioned already, it's essentially you buying it every 4 months. And so what happens is you're constantly keeping your ID active, but it's also in three purchases that year, it's like getting 3 units, right? It's essentially, so what I'm trying to say is that for you to become a 6A, for any of your people in your team to become a 6A, you need to sell 101 machine. For you to become a turmeric, for you to become a 6A with turmeric, you need to sell 33 times 3 in the year, in 1 year, in 34 turmeric business sales, you will actually be 99 sales in that year. And then you essentially, with an extra 1 or 2, you'll become, so essentially you build your business faster. I think it's an incredible tool to maximize what you can do with Kangen machines. And again, I think what I love about it, Amanda, and it's a great question, it's just it takes our lifestyle with water to the next level. Right? Like it takes that to a next level. So you have this 75% of your body covered, you improved your quality of whatever your hydration, improved the quality of your food, you made your home green, and then you also bring the supplement that is so anti-inflammatory, so detoxifying. And it's just from a lifestyle perspective, it's perfect. From the business perspective, it empowers your business, creates an extra tool to be used, an extra leg to be open, the best way to build your business, and then also definitely to help people with another incredible antioxidant, another incredible supplement and lifestyle enhancer.
That's great. And I know just from numbers, because I'm a numbers person, if you go from a 1A to a 6A and you just attach Ukon to that and you place all those cells under Ukon, you're capturing an additional $28,000 because of adding this product to your organization. And then, of course, you can't sell something that you don't have. And so everybody wants it, and you also get a commission off that as well. And so it's just a fantastic business all the way around.
Yeah, and you probably agree, it's such a wonderful tool to give for a tryout as well. So it's a great gift, and it's a full write-off too. It's a tax write-off.
Yes. Yeah, so if any of you have not tried Ukon, you can go on amandabobbitt.com, BOBBETT, type in summer fun in all capital, and you can have 20% off of one box limited per person to get you to try it. And then I'd highly recommend, you just order yourself a box. And to order it, it's very simple. All the paperwork is on enagic.com, or you can connect with us and we'll get you started on the paperwork and we'll get this product coming for you. Now, Antonina, can you tell us how people can get a hold of you? Because I know you do a lot of coaching and nutritional guidance. Can you just brief us on that, please?
Thank you. I appreciate it. So my website is antonina.ca. So my name.ca for Canada, because I live in Vancouver, Canada. People can find me on social media. Follow me on Instagram, also antonina.ca. Follow me on Facebook, Antonina Burachenko. Unfortunately, I'm maxed out on Facebook friends, and I always do add somebody. I always have to delete someone, but people can follow me. I don't necessarily I use kind of getting information through there, but I just want to add value through other just sharing of, essentially I'm very outspoken person on multiple subjects. So if people want to learn more about health or what I believe about some of the health subjects of, or problems with our medical systems or things like that, they can kind of follow my journey there, what I'm sharing there. But I would say contact me at antonina.ca on my website. Send me an email through there, or send me a message through Messenger if you follow me there on Facebook.
Awesome. And so a 4-month supply of Ukon in Canada, I'm not sure what it is, but here in the US, it's about $760. And then you can break it down in payments as well. So you can do a monthly payment. I want to say it's around $180 a month. So it's very affordable to have. It's going to add to your value of your health and the health of others that you love as well. So get on this product if you're not on it already. And until next time, Antonina, thank you so much for everyone that came on, and thank you for your time. Very much valued. And we'll see you shortly. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.